What's up, everybody? Today I want to announce that I have finally started up a Patreon. And before you head over to the link down below and make a pledge, I want you to know a few things. Number one, I have no current plans on doing YouTube full time. YouTube is a very, very volatile platform to try to make a living on. I'm not even sure I would want to do something like that. But if I did, the earliest that could happen would be honestly 2023. By then, I'll have a lot of student debt paid off, or pretty much all of it. I'll have my car paid off. I will have moved into a house. I won't be renting anymore, so I'll have the down payment out of the way on that, and I'll have a lot of debt just done with that I don't have to worry about anymore. It'll shore up a lot of cash for me. The second thing you need to know is I'm not missing any meals. I'm in a very secure financial situation right now, so don't think that I need to have this to make a living off of. That's not the case at all. What this money is going to go towards is mostly funding Slap on Location. Originally, me and my videographer, Evan Tripp, had an agreement that he would get a cut of ad revenue for every Slap on Location video. For the very first one, that was fine. It got like 200,000 views in its first month, and he got a cut of the ad revenue after the first 30 days. So he was happy with that. And then we did a trip up to Raleigh, and we filmed 3 different Slap on Locations up there. And we did the North Carolina State Fairgrounds, and it got like 10,000 views. It just didn't perform well at all. And so me and him both lost money on that. The Raleigh Speedway episode went well. Got about 60,000 views or so. So the performance is all over the place. I have no idea how much money I'm going to make on a Slap on Location episode, which means I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay my videographer what he's owed. So to combat this, I turn to Patreon. Patreon will give me a very secure form of income that I can always make sure that I can pay my videographer. And when I go out to do these Slap on Location places, we're usually filming like 2 or 3 in a weekend, and we need a hotel to stay at. It eats up like $30 in gas. So my little foray up into Raleigh, North Carolina has so far lost me money. And if the Patreon takes off, I can go to a lot of different states. I won't just be relegated to South Carolina and North Carolina. I can basically just go anywhere where people want me to go. And the tiers are going to work something like this. There's going to be 3 tiers. There's going to be the $1 tier, where you get Patreon exclusive updates, hinting at where the next episode's going to be. You can, of course, make suggestions in the comments of the post and all of that. You know, just feed me ideas and anything that you want to see. The second tier is the $5 tier. This gets your name into the credits of not just Slap on Location videos, but all my regular videos too. So I'm going to have a crawl at the end of each video that shows all my $5 and up patrons and everything. You also get teaser videos, and you get information of what my next video is going to be about. Again, not just Slap on Location, but the main channel content as well, all the historical stuff. And if you pledge $15 a month on Patreon, you get everything mentioned before, plus you get your name put into a raffle each month that you pledge $15. And at the end of the year, I'll pull a name out of that raffle, and the winner will be able to choose the next Slap on Location episode. So you can pledge 12 times a year to get your name in there at least 12 times. If you win, the rules are basically this. It has to be a real track that held professional races in some capacity at some point. Can't just be some dirt track your uncle made in his backyard somewhere. It has to be in the lower 48 states. It can be active or defunct, but if it's defunct, there has to be something left of the track. It can't just be like, oh, there's a housing development here, you know, it's a big old suburb now, but there used to be a track there. Can you go there? There's got to be something left of it. The grandstands, the track layout, whatever. And if you win, you know, I'll message you and we'll hash that out and come to an agreement. But yeah, with this, I'll be able to pay my videographer everything he's owed. I can sink some money into some bigger projects and not have to worry about, oh my God, I'm not going to get enough ad revenue to justify me going out there. I'll know how much money I have to work with before I go out there. And so I'll be able to take some more risks and do some more far out there stuff. And right now on Patreon, our goal for now is $500 a month. And by the way, a lot of Patreon users don't make that kind of information public. They're worried people won't donate to it. But as long as I'm running this, my number of patrons and the dollar amount I make will always be public, just in the interest of transparency. But if we hit $500 a month, we're going to start making plans for the holy grail of Slap on Location, and that is traveling to Japan to do Slap on Location, Suzuka, and Twin Ring Motegi, the 2 tracks that held NASCAR races back in the 90s. We're going to need like $500 a month sustained over several months in order to make that happen. It's going to chew up at least $4,500 when it's all said and done to get me and my videographer all the way out there and make sure we got a place to stay. But to put the numbers in perspective, if I had just 10% of my subscribers make a one-time donation of $1 a piece, then it's paid for right then and there. That would give me $4,700 to work with, and any other expenses we might have, we can easily foot the bill for ourselves. But that would pay for a plane ticket, transportation once we got there, lodging and everything. All of a sudden, it looks a lot more doable when you put it into perspective that way. So that is my Patreon announcement. Those are the tiers, and that is my ultimate goal. That is the Daytona 500 victory of this channel. If I could go to Twin Ring Motegi and Suzuka, that would just make my YouTube career. If you want to support the channel, but you don't have a Patreon account, or money's just tight, or whatever the case may be, you can still support this channel by doing a few things. Number one is just clicking on my videos. YouTube has something that they call click-through rate, and it basically works like this. It takes your number of impressions, which means how many times it showed up on somebody's computer screen, and how often somebody clicked on your video when they saw it pop up in their sub feed and recommended or features or whatever. A pretty common click-through rate is like 3-4%. The Airbase Speedway Trilogy was getting a click-through rate of like 10%, which is why that took off in the algorithm the way that it did. So the better your click-through rate, the more likely you're going to get picked up by the algorithm. Another thing you can do is just watch the video all the way through. YouTube likes watch time, that's what it feeds into the algorithm. Another thing you can do is just share it. On Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is the big pusher that I've seen going into the analytics. Out of all the social media sites, that is the big one that drives a lot of traffic to this channel. The other thing is posted on Reddit. Our NASCAR is obviously the big one. People are pretty quick on the draw to put it on Reddit as soon as they can. But there are some other boards where it could be relevant. I know our videos is the big just video sharing board there. Just anything gets posted up there, and you see a lot of strange stuff make its way to the top of that board and get a lot of views that way. Our Motorsports, our mealtime videos is for long format videos. It's basically made for what it sounds like. People want to sit down and watch a YouTube video and eat, so they go to our mealtime videos and just find whatever runs across their screen. So yeah, there's a couple of different Reddit boards you can post my stuff to. Just make sure that nobody's posted it before. You can always do a search of the title, but probably the best thing to do is just search for the URL. Make sure nobody's posted it on the board yet. You don't want to get bought for spam on Reddit. So that about wraps it up. That is my big Patreon announcement. If you guys want to support me, I'm forever in your debt. This is, I know, a pretty big ask to separate people from their hard-earned cash, and I've had a few people ask about it before, but this would be something that could definitely help the Slap on Location series really take off and really help me up my game. And of course, there's always the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, Suzuka and Twin Ring Motegi. So far, the support on this channel has just been mind-blowing. I can't thank you guys enough, really. You guys have just absolutely floored me with how receptive you are to my content. I didn't think that we would ever get to this point. I had a bet with my roommate that I would hit 25,000 subs by the end of 2019, and we almost doubled that. I think I had 46,000 by the end of the year, 4,000 shy of going and getting 50,000. I had posted on Twitter my plans for 2020 were to get 50,000 subs, and I might get that silver play button this year. Who knows? But if I do, one big part of it is going to be Slap on Location. People really love urban exploration, and I really love it too. You know, I want to see these tracks before they disappear, before Mother Nature completely takes them over. They're not going to be there forever, so Slap on Location is kind of a time-sensitive thing. I got to get it done sooner rather than later. But I am working on the next series of videos. I'm working on Slap on Location Part 4. That will be out next week. And I got something really big cooked up for Speed Weeks. I got some really interesting stuff I got cooked up for that. And if you want to know more about that and get a sneak preview of it, be sure to pledge $5 on Patreon. And as soon as I have that video in the works and I can put together a teaser video trailer for it, I'll put it up on Patreon and you'll see what I got cooked up. So until next time, y'all take it easy, and thank you for your support. You guys are awesome.